Another example here of taking a simple template or an underlying structure and then using that as the basis of then going into the pattern options area and doing some kind of free form experimental pattern design without really planning ahead, if at all. So starting with this, going to pattern make, and here we just have these shapes that I put in the corner of the tile, each of the corners of the tile, that then within a grid, all of those, will form some kind of shape. And so I could start to go in and if I draw things in the corner here, and then this corner and this corner and this corner, and line them up nicely, I'll have a shape that is continuous across that edge. So, for example, I'll just do a very basic grab the pen tool and draw, you know, with just a basic stroke, so you can see what this would look like if I start to fill in these different areas with some kind of line structure. So I'm just drawing some paths, and I know I want them to line up with each other at these points across tiles. So then I've got one part of it drawn, and you can see there's the tile on the left top, there's the tile on the left top. Then if I go in and start drawing from this direction and make those line up with each other, then and I'm just drawing from the middle out because I want those to line up with each other cleanly. And I don't want to continue drawing off a different path, but I guess that's okay. I can go like this. I was thinking I'd be clicking on my path right there, but it's actually just the template, or it's just the tile on the other side, so it's not going to confuse the pen tool. Then you can see I've started to draw. Areas are beginning to come together here. We do another one, and I'm just clicking back and forth to pen tool here every time I draw a segment. And there is another. And finally, do this one down here. And I'll show you, this was the exact process that I used to draw a more fleshed out one. So from there, I've got some continuity across tiles. I can actually probably, turn off this template at this point, and you can start to see, okay, if I started to then, add more shapes and things in the center, it's starting to look like a pattern pretty quickly. And obviously I'm just using the pen tool here, but if you were using other tools and combining it with basic shapes and just doing an actual drawing in the template, in the tile, and thinking about continuity across edges and things like that, you come up with something pretty dynamic pretty quickly and very spontaneously. So I'm going to say done. That one looks good, and then we'll actually go into this one, take a look at how it's structured. So I'm going here to window, pattern options. We're going to look at edit pattern, and then you can see, if I dim the edges down, that's what one tile looks like. So I do have those lines on each of the corners. It looks like this actually got a little bit offset. Somehow everything moved potentially, I don't know. But then just started drawing simple shapes and lines kind of in the middle of all that, going out to the edges. And, when you put the tiles next to each other, there is things, in the corners that are combining, and then there's just stuff in the middle. So it's just, you can use any type of template structure that's going to give you, something to build on top of, and then spontaneously or dynamically, intuitively draw out a pattern.